So L&D is everything. A lot of times people that work even in learning and development feel a little bit undermined because they think their thing is not such a big thing. They're teachers. But no one makes it in life without some form of teaching. And even when you have qualifications, we all have developmental areas. Even me, sometimes I don't think I have, but we all have serious developmental areas. And when you have an environment that makes it easy and conducive for you to be able to speak up and say, hey, yes, I know I'm a CA and I have 5 years post experience and I know I'm a manager, but I usually struggle with conflict management. Somebody, HR, is somebody help me?
Is there somebody that can teach me to deal with this thing? Okay.
Would send me somewhere where I can learn to deal with this thing. So always seeing and also looking for gaps. So some people might not see their own gaps, right? So even being in HR, you need to watch out for people's blind spots. That, oh my God, you seem like you're always late for meetings. Is there something going on? Let's do a time management course because this thing is going to make clients walk away, right?
Have you heard that there are people that are not as talented, but they're effective communicators? And by what I mean by talented, I mean they don't have the technical skills that other people might have. But because they're effective communicators, they are confident, they've articulated the value more than those who do not have the communication but have got the technical skills. So is it true that those people that know how to communicate, although they might be less talented, are actually making more money than the talented people that cannot communicate?
Yes. And I will humbly say I'm one of those. I'm in HR. I have no HR qualification. I have no HR experience that I can say I had HR experience somewhere. But I was able to cut the gap short.
Yeah, but you're beautiful. People will say it's pretty privileged.
No, my boss is a black female.
Yeah.
And you know how it can be with females. She needed to trust that this one can do the job. So it really came from that. It was...
There's no such a thing, pretty privilege in corporate.
In corporate, I don't know. I think...
I will ask it. We said, remember earlier on we talked about we hire sometimes people that we like.
Yes.
We said someone can come in and you can look at them and be like, nah, I don't like this guy, but he's qualified.
Yes.
Or you can look at him and say, I like this guy, but he's not qualified, but I'm willing to teach him.
True.
And likability sometimes does not relate to appearance. Maybe somebody looks good and you like them.
They need to look good and back it though. A lot of times when you're beautiful, people think you're dumb, just by the way. With my hair looking like this, if I wasn't wearing a suit, people might have thought I'm not so intelligent.
Okay.
And if I wasn't wearing glasses as well. So there's beautiful, where you're just beautiful and they don't think that you have anything more than that to offer. But then there's, are you beautiful with a bit of substance? You don't have to have a lot. You don't have to lot. Other people have to have a lot. You just have to have a little bit of substance in order to be able to then, like you said, have that privilege and advantage work for you. But you're right. I want to go back to your point of people that can communicate can usually speak themselves into things that people that are talented cannot speak themselves into.
Okay. Can you expand on that?
Yes. You can speak yourself into a role because you know how to say to someone, I have the ability to learn, I am flexible. And another person, they have all the experience, but they can't even say that they have that. So now the person that looks like they're willing to learn and is open and all of that is better.
Doesn't that relate to sales as well? I mean, articulating the value of the thing.
We are selling ourselves.
Selling yourself. Yeah.
What you're doing now, you're selling yourself to YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm selling myself.
I think I'm a very good salesman. Well done. So it goes back to being able, and maybe perhaps, right? How then do individuals learn to sell themselves to other people? Because, I mean, if one is coming to an interview or one is going into a presentation, basically they need to be articulating what their value is.
Yes.
But how does one articulate their value if one doesn't even understand what their value is?
That's exactly it.
And then if they understand the value, how then do they articulate the value if they've never taken time to develop the ability to speak properly so that the value can be articulated.
Then you need to call me. But if you had to do it in your own time, you need to start asking yourself some questions. When I joined this organization, what wasn't there and what have I put in place? That's value that you've added. Some people think value is when they give you a certificate and they tell you, well, you are the employee of the year. No, that's not value. Sometimes people do that because they have to do it in the organization and people vote for that. It's not even the real facts. You know that I walked into this company, when I look at our finances, we were not in this position. Now our net profit is sitting at 60% since I came in. That's the value that you've added. And what are the things that you've done? I've cut some costs here. I've removed the supplier and changed that one. Those are the things that you should now be able to go first, put them down on paper. The next thing, hear yourself say it. And what I mean by that, again, goes back to the record yourself. I think when we do these social media videos, people don't even know the value of them. The value is that we learn to hear what sounds right and what sounds wrong. But people aren't willing to take the time to hear what doesn't sound right. Because I can go and say to people, oh, so the net profit, it actually went up a bit, I don't know how, but somehow when I was saying, let me take this out. No, I need to go and say the net profit value went up a bit because I was able to cut costs. I started comparing invoices with different suppliers for us to make a better decision. And that's why I would think I can add value to your organization. But this thing of, I think I did this and that, but you're not sure, you need to go and practice to say it out loud. Hear yourself. Yeah.
So how then will one learn to balance that technical know-how and the soft skill part of it, which is the communication, the learning, development?
Yes. So your technical skills will be for you and you alone. But the moment you step into a room, soft skills only matter. The fact that your work is done on your laptop, that's beautiful. You submitted the document, that's beautiful. But now, when we're sitting here, you need to be able to tell us, how did you get to doing it? How does it add value to what we're doing? Because a person sitting in another division might think, the people in IT, they don't work. But it's because IT is not able to articulate what IT does to add value.